for most of their lives. Matt and Jasmine were just Matt and Jasmine, the kind of friendship that felt unshakable. Late-night phone calls, inside jokes no one else got, and a deep familiarity that only comes from years of watching each other grow. Friends since college, they'd been through everything together: heartbreaks, new jobs, lost pets, and even the occasional "we should just date each other" joke that was always quickly laughed off. But now, things were different. Matt had applied to be on 90 Day Fiancé half-jokingly. He was tired of swiping, tired of small talk that led nowhere, and tired of everyone asking why he was still single at 34. His sister had dared him to send in an application. He did, and somehow, against all odds, he got a call back. Only, the twist? He wasn't pursuing a woman overseas. Not yet. Anyway, TLC producers were trying something new, a friends first spin pairing. Longtime best friends who had flirted with romance in the past but never crossed the line. The idea? Put them in the pressure cooker of 90 days and see if love could blossom. Jasmine hadn't known about the show until Matt told her on camera. "It's insane," she'd said, sitting stiffly on the tan couch in Matt's Chicago apartment, legs crossed, arms folded tightly. Totally. Matt had agreed. "But it could be our shot." Jasmine blinked. "Our shot at what?" Matt didn't answer immediately. Instead, he just looked at her in that quiet, steady way she both loved and hated, like he could see through her. At something real. And that was when things started to shift. The first few weeks were awkward. Cameras followed them everywhere. What had once been casual banter in sweatpants turned into hyper-aware conversations with boom mics hovering overhead. Jasmine hated it. Matt tried to act like he didn't. Still, they settled into a new rhythm. Dinners became more intentional. They explored the city like tourists, walks by the lake, weekend getaways, couples cooking classes arranged by the producers. But beneath the surface of it all, there was tension. Not bad tension, the kind that buzzes under your skin, makes your heart beat too fast when someone's hand brushes yours, and leaves you wondering if maybe, just maybe, this isn't just about friendship anymore. Matt noticed it first. Jasmine had always been beautiful, but now she was radiant. Maybe it was the show, or maybe it was seeing her through a different lens, but every time she smiled at him, he felt something tug in his chest. Still, he kept quiet. 4 weeks. Until now. It was day 67. They were in Miami, Jasmine's hometown, visiting her family for the weekend. The producers had pushed for the trip, hoping to stir up drama. But so far, things had gone surprisingly smooth. Jasmine's mother, a straight shooter with sharp eyes, had pulled Matt aside after dinner. "She's scared. You know," she'd said. "She acts tough, but she's afraid of losing what you two already have." Matt nodded slowly. "I know. So if you're serious, don't let her push you away." That night, on a quiet stretch of sand after her family had gone to bed, Matt decided to tell her. Jasmine stood barefoot at the edge of the shore, letting the waves kiss her toes. The moon hung low, casting silver light across her face. Matt walked up beside her, hands in his pockets. "Nice night." "Perfect," she said softly. They stood in silence for a moment, listening to the waves and the distant sound of music drifting from a beach bar down the coast. Then, Matt cleared his throat. "Jasmine?" She turned to him. "Yeah, I need to say something, and it might change everything." Her eyes searched his face. "Okay," he took a breath. "I love you." Jasmine's lips parted slightly, but no sound came out. "I mean it," Matt said. "Not like love you, buddy love. I'm in love with you. I think I'd been in love with you for a long time. I just didn't want to risk losing what we have. But now, I don't want to keep pretending I don't feel this way. These past few weeks, they've made it impossible to ignore." Jasmine's eyes shimmered. Whether it was from the ocean breeze or something else, he couldn't tell. "I know this isn't how we pictured things," he continued, "and I know it's a huge risk, but I'd rather take the risk than spend my life wondering what could have been." Jasmine looked away, her jaw tightening. "Jazz, say something." She let out a shaky breath. "You know what scares me the most?" "What?" "That I feel the same way." Matt's heart stuttered. "Then why?" "Because I don't want to lose you. You've been the one constant in my life for over a decade. What if we screw this up? What if we try and it all falls apart?" Matt stepped closer. "What if we try and it doesn't?" She laughed, a nervous, tearful laugh. "God, you always say the right thing." He smiled. "Only when it matters." For a moment, neither of them moved. Then, slowly, Jasmine reached for his hand. Their fingers interlaced effortlessly, as if they'd always meant to fit that way. And then, finally, they kissed. It wasn't rushed. It wasn't overly dramatic. It was soft, tentative, and real. Just like them, the days that followed were filled with uncertainty and undeniable joy. The next morning, they had to film a confessional. The producers were already buzzing with excitement, sensing a major turning point in the storyline. "So, what's next?" the producer asked off camera. Matt glanced at Jasmine, who was perched on the couch beside him, her legs tucked under her body, hair still damp from their morning swim. "We don't know yet," Matt said honestly, "but we're not pretending anymore." Jasmine smiled. "For the first time, it feels like we're not playing it safe." By day 83, they were back in Chicago. The tone of their scenes had shifted. They were openly affectionate now, still cautious, but no longer hiding behind old habits. Their friends were divided. Some were thrilled, others skeptical. "You really think you can go from friendship to romance just like that?" one of Matt's co-workers asked. "It's not just like that," Matt said. "It's years of trust, laughter, and love finally getting its shot." Still, the clock was ticking. The 90 days were almost up, and with the finale fast approaching, there was one more question looming over everything: would Matt propose? Even Jasmine didn't know the answer. On day 90, Matt took her to the same lakeside spot where they used to sit during their broke college days with cheap takeout and big dreams. This time, there were fairy lights strung through the trees, a small table with dinner, and a ring. He didn't kneel right away. He just took her hands in his and said, "No matter what happens with this show, or tomorrow, or a year from now, I want to try with you, fully, no cameras, no filters, no scripts, just us." Jasmine looked at him, tears brimming. "I'm not asking you to marry me today," he added, "unless you want me to. I just want to know if you're in this with me all the way." She didn't hesitate. "I am." They kissed, and this time it wasn't soft or tentative. It was filled with certainty. The end or a new beginning? As the screen faded to black, a teaser rolled. Coming next season on 90 Day Fiancé, friends to fiancés, Matt and Jasmine navigate living together, family expectations, and a shocking revelation that could change everything. But for now, they had each other. And sometimes, that's all it takes to turn a friendship into forever. Let me know if you'd like a version told from Jasmine's POV, or with more drama/conflict like the show usually thrives on.